Am I the butthole for not tipping because my waiter didn't wait on me? I went to a sit-down restaurant last night, and my waiter, let's call him Brad, took my order, and then disappeared. Didn't check in, didn't refill my drink, didn't even bring my food, some random food runner did. Then, when the check came, Brad magically reappeared, circled the suggested tip, and gave me a big smile like we'd been through something together. My guy, what am I tipping for? You didn't wait on me, you just took my order and vanished like a part-time magician. So, I left no tip. Now my friends are calling me an butthole because that's just how restaurants work. Am I the butthole for not letting my in-laws use my son's social security number to continue getting food from food banks? Update below. My husband, 30M, and I, 31F, recently received a phone call from my father-in-law, 54M. Apparently for some time they have been going to food banks to help out since my mother-in-law, 53F, won't work since getting diagnosed with COPD. They have been telling the food banks that they have been taking care of their grandson, my son. The food bank has allowed giving them food but just recently asked them for my son's social security number so that they can continue getting food from them. My in-laws have not been taking care of my son because we live over 500 miles away from them. We were shocked by them asking for our son's social security number because obviously the answer is no. My husband texted them back telling them no, it's not gonna happen, and they have yet to even respond. Am I the asshole for wanting to take this further and report them to this food bank for fraud and identity theft? Update: we have found the food bank and they do not take social security number, so we have locked and checked everything to make sure our son's identity is safe and ours as well. No social security number was given to them because we know better than to jeopardize our identity and our son's identity. We are going to confront them about what we have found and see if they will give us the truth so we can see where we need to go from here. Thank you all for your advice, even the negative feedback. It has helped us find a conclusion to this crazy mess. Am I the butthole for moving in with my grandparents the same day my parents announced my mom's pregnant again? My parents had me, 17M, when they were 19, mom, and 20, dad. We lived with my mom's parents until I was 6. Then my parents moved the three of us into another house and told me the reason was because they were having another kid. In the almost 11 years since then my parents had 5 more kids. My parents don't know how to be parents and my siblings don't know how to act because of that. They spit, mess with people's food by like slobbering all over it or putting it in their own mouths and spitting it back out. They leave shit out everywhere to rot and they'll throw food on the floor. Like if my mom gets frozen pizzas for dinner and there's something my siblings don't like on it, the topping goes on the floor. They have tantrums in public and break stuff all the time. With my youngest current sibling, my parents put her in my room when she was a baby instead of theirs, and I had to wake up with her at night and deal with the dirty diapers and stuff. It was stressful. Plus my parents are always trying to make me babysit and stuff. So last week when my mom and dad announced mom's pregnant again, I called my grandparents so fast my head was probably spinning and I begged them to let me come live with them because I couldn't deal with it anymore. They were furious when they heard mom was expecting another kid and said yes straight away. I packed up my essentials, including my passport and other papers, and I left. My parents are pissed because they don't have help and because I didn't talk to them about it. My grandparents dealt with my parents and their anger, but my parents called the cops on my grandparents twice already and they're threatening to sue them now. Am I the butthole for refusing to switch my vacation dates because my coworker has kids? I, 30M, put in my vacation request months ago for a specific week. I made plans, booked flights, and was looking forward to it. Everything was approved by our manager with no issues. Last week, my coworker Lisa, 35F, found out that her kid's school break falls during the same week. She came to me and asked if I'd be willing to swap my vacation for a different time so she could take her kids on a trip. I told her I was sorry, but I had already made non-refundable bookings and didn't want to change my plans. She got frustrated and said, "It must be nice to have so much flexibility," implying that since I don't have kids, my plans aren't as important. I told her that just because I don't have kids doesn't mean my time off is any less valuable. Now she's giving me the cold shoulder at work, and another coworker mentioned that I could have been more understanding. But I don't think it's fair to expect me to give up my plans just because she has kids. Am I the butthole for refusing to wake up at 5 a.m. just to experience the morning with my girlfriend? My girlfriend, 26F, has recently gotten really into the idea of slow mornings. She read some article about how waking up early, sipping tea, journaling, and watching the sunrise is supposed to be this life-changing experience. Cool, great for her. The problem? She wants me, 28M, to do it with her. I am not a morning person. I get up at a reasonable time for work, I'm productive, and I don't feel like my life is lacking just because I don't wake up at the crack of dawn to stare at the sky. But she keeps saying it would be so much better if we did it together, like it's some kind of couples bonding ritual. I told her she's free to enjoy her peaceful mornings, but I'm going to enjoy my peaceful sleep. She says I'm being dismissive and that I don't want to make memories with her. But why does this have to be a shared activity? We do plenty of things together when I'm actually awake. Now she's acting like I'm lazy or unwilling to better myself just because I don't want to sit in silence with a cup of tea while the world is still asleep. Am I the butthole for refusing to sacrifice my sleep for this? Or is this just an unnecessary expectation?